What's up, you guys? How y'all doing? Thought I'd get my recap of UH versus Long Beach State out of the way after getting a little distracted afterwards. But you know what? UH plays again against UC Irvine tonight. And that's the co-conference leaders between Irvine and UC San Diego before UH hits the road for a single game. But and just to get the score out of the way, you're seeing this graphic here. That's right. UH won it 62-60 over Long Beach State. And that was a thriller. And that was a game that could have gone either way. I'm going to get to that in a little bit and try to keep it a little short. But there were a lot of questionable calls in that one, some of which I didn't necessarily agree with, and I'm sure Coach Gannat didn't agree with either. But I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But remember, guys, subscribe if you think that I'm worth listening to, which is good enough for me. But in the meantime, let's get into this. Got it. Okay, Long Beach State. This was a team that had UH on the ropes way back in December when they opened conference season with just a single game, and then UH went back to non-conference when they came home against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And I have to say, for UH to win a thriller like that, that's a huge win, not just for the standings, because as of right now, UH is 7th place, and it looks like that's the farthest they can go. 6th would be a stretch, maybe even 5th. But at this point, I think UH has got to come out with a mindset of playing hard. Their only hiccup came in the first half when Cody Williams took a fall and did not return. Are we going to see him against UC Irvine? I think we will. He looked to be okay afterwards, but I have to say, the way that UH played against Long Beach State, they were very, very alert when it came to withstanding the runs. Now, fortunately, this is a game that could have turned into a disaster. But fortunately, University of Hawaii came through with a clutch win, 62-60. They had built a 12-point lead at one point in the second half, only to see that almost completely go away. But they never lost the lead, and this was a little bit reminiscent of the 2023 road game where UH led the whole way and withstood a furious rally from Long Beach State to take 2 wins over them. And fortunately, UH has kept up their good luck against Long Beach State, and this game was no different. Did I think we were going to win? Yes. Especially after hearing that Long Beach State had lost their last 8 straight. And at the start of that, I was thinking it was because they were dealing with some injuries. But as it turns out, they weren't. It was just the way basketball goes. You stay in the hunt against these certain teams, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But for Long Beach State, that's 9 losses in a row. And something tells me that they are going to be very lucky to make the tournament after winning the Big West tournament last year. It was kind of like a bit of an underdog story, so to speak. As Santa Barbara got bounced last year, UH made it to the semifinals only to lose to UC Davis in the final seconds. But in that game, I really thought that UH, their fate got sealed when they couldn't buy a bucket aside from free throws in the first 7 minutes of the second half. But this one, they were able to efficiently make their baskets. But the guy that I would give the award to for Ironman performance or crunch time performance, Marcus Greene. He scored 8 of his 10 points in the second half, and that included the last 4 in the final minute and a half or minute and a quarter. But still, or final 75 seconds. But still, for UH to come through with that win, that's a big amount of momentum that they can take into UC Irvine. Because if Irvine has an off night and UH can take advantage of it, their chances of making the Big West tournament will be much, much higher. In fact, I think, now don't quote me on this, but I think with the win over Long Beach State, UH has secured a spot in the tournament. They're currently 7th right now, but they're going to have to win at least one more to just about guarantee it. And I think that they just about punch the ticket, but like I said, they'll have to win one. But like I said, they have to win at least one more to just about guarantee it.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, good! Oh, good job by Harry. Puts it up. Yes! So I would give this game an A grade because they were alert, and despite losing Cody Williams, they did not crack. Aaron Hunkin-Claytor did really well. He scored some very good baskets. Now, as far as Long Beach State is concerned, they were led by TJ Wainwright with 20. Devin Askew with 16. Kam Martin, 11. But still, for UH to have only 2 guys break 10 points, I know from a certain vantage point, from a general standpoint, with the lead score being 10 points, doesn't usually spell good news. But you know what? That was a balanced scoring. 2 guys had 10 points, Marcus Greene and Ryan Rapp. Before that, it was Tanner, and after that was Tanner Christensen and Harry Rouhliadeff, who I think should have cracked double digits, but it just didn't work out. And to be frank, Harry Rouhliadeff not cracking 10 points was a bit of a surprise to me because he was looking really good in the first half. I believe he had 7, was held to only 2 in the second half. I thought for sure that he was going to break double figures, as well as Tanner Christensen. But he had 3 guys who had 8 points apiece. Tom Beatty, Gitas Nemiksha, and Aaron Hunkin-Claytor. I had to look at the stats for a bit. But you know what? 3 guys with 8 points, 2 guys with 9, 2 guys with 10. That's pretty balanced. And it's not just 1 guy one night or 2 guys one night. But if you have a balanced scoring like that, more than likely you're going to be in contention, let alone win. And UH did just that. So now they got UC Irvine. Now the road matchup, it was a loss, but UH was down by double digits, cut the gap down to 4, but then back-to-back threes from Irvine just about put the writing on the wall, and UH walked away the losers. Are they going to walk away the winners against Irvine? I sure as hell hope so. But if the home matchup was any indication, at least up until those back-to-back threes, they got the pace and they got the talent, so they have to use it. If UH can come out of the gates firing and maintain the pace, they can lead throughout and possibly win for the first time over Irvine since 2023. And that was on senior night. And so we're going to have to hope for – I really hope that they can pack the stand, because I know winning the Big West is completely out of the question for the Bows, but let's get behind – but people – let's get behind and support this team, because this can be an underdog story. Can UH pull off the underdog story like Long Beach State did last year? There's a chance. They got the talent and they have to use it. I can't stress that enough. You got the talent. Why not use it? That's my philosophy. Okay? So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe, and I'll see you all for the UC Irvine recap. Moana Pono, folks.